My truth and your truth can be completely different because we grow in different countries and in different ways. So your truth can be also opposite than mine or could be similar. The reality, they didn't work their shadows or whatever. It's just like they're just going and with the ego thinking like I am this, but the acts talk more than the words. So
Yeah, and when you're wanting to make like big lifestyle changes and you're wanting to really heal yourself, so important that you connect with the reality. Because if we want to connect with our physical body, the physical body is in this physical reality. We have our perceptions, but also there's a lot of things that are the same, that are truths, that if you can understand and you can see clearly and bring your perception into the reality of what's happening, then you can really heal.
I rotate, I connected, I have the will to make it. I am offering my heart and then I am expressing. Then I have the mind that is like I'm humble because we can think we know a lot of things, but at the end we don't know anything.
No,
Right? We don't know
don't.
anything. We can say we know, but we don't know. And at the end we have these as this determination. Then you have like the crown. The prison is not outside here, the prison is inside. And how your perception of the world is here is how much is your truth with the reality.
The reality that we live in our culture, there's a lot of things that are against nature, and we want to help to bring us back to a place where we can connect and flow with nature and with the physical reality that is hard, but it's also beautiful.
Welcome to the We Are Healing in Paradise podcast, where we are cultivating the new earth by reconnecting with our true nature and healing the planet from inside each of us.
Welcome to the We Are Healing in Paradise podcast.
I am Rosario and Kate, and we want to talk about everything that we have on mind about lifestyle and food.
And
Right?
we're drinking our carrot juice. We are obsessed with carrot juice, and maybe one day we'll do a podcast all about carrot juice and the powers of how it can heal the body.
The falcarinol, terpenes, and everything that the carrot can help to detox and deparasite.
And what we want to talk about today is more about the life choices and being in integrity with what you say you want to do and how you show up in the real world and how you show up in your mind and how this affects your habits and really who you are as a person, because we see this very intimately, obviously in ourselves during our human experience, but also with our clients, because we invite them to get out of their comfort zone and to eat more healthy and to do different things, and then we see a lot of things.
Yeah, we're seeing there is a thing between my truth and the reality. My truth and your truth can be completely different because we grow in different countries and in different ways. So your truth could be also opposite than mine or could be similar, but at the same we have a reality that we're living and that we can say this is a microphone, this is a table, this is a glass, this is carrot juice, right? And my truth can be like, oh no, carrot juice could be so bad because it's a lot of sugar. And then we're confusing in my perception, right? The bad sugar that is the processed sugar with the natural sugars. Or I can say oh wow, in my truth, wow, they have carrot juice, falcarinol, detox, right? So everything matters about perception, but the way I see the truth or the way I see reality is my goal is everything that I do or the way I live my truth, it's matches with the reality I'm living. So like I am coherence, you say, right, in English? Coherence.
Yeah, the coherence.
Coherence, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the thing that I feel and I feel like a lot of persons, they're not aware about how they're living. Like, oh, I'm a super disciplined, I'm a super love person, but then they turn and then you can see they didn't work
reality.
the reality. They didn't work their shadows or whatever. It's just like they're just going and with the ego thinking like I am this, but the acts talk more than the words. So
Yeah, and when you're wanting to make like big lifestyle changes and you're wanting to really heal yourself, like it's so important that you connect with the reality. Because if we want to connect with our physical body, the physical body is in this physical reality. And there's a lot of things, we have our perceptions, but also there's a lot of things that are the same, that are truths, that if you can understand and you can see clearly and bring your perception into the reality of what's happening, then you can really heal.
exactly.
But if you're stuck in your story, sometimes you'll never heal. And we see these people, they try to like heal the natural way, but they don't do it. But it's because they never really get to the bottom of the reality of actually what's going on. They're like living in their delusion. And it's so interesting what you say about different perceptions as well, because, and like you say, like where you're from, because I have an experience. I went to university in England, and I had a girl in my dorm. She was from India. And in India, there's a lot of demons, and everybody sees them. And there's a lot of dark spirits, and everybody sees them. But coming from the United States, I've never seen a demon. I've never seen like a dark, I've never seen someone get possessed or seen some like an exorcism like that I can visually see. But in India, they can see them, and it's normal.
Wow.
Like people are seeing them all the time, and it's just part of their reality. But it's so interesting is because like the whole collective of India, like they believe this, and it's part of what's going on. And I mean, it's not the physical reality; it's more a spiritual reality. But like the people actually visually see these things, and she was seeing them all
It's
the
a
time.
cultural thing. They feel like they have something in common.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So it's so interesting to see like how many stories of this there were in that culture. And then from the United States, it's like if you say like, oh, I saw like a ghost or a demon, people are like, sure. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's just like so different just because we come from a different place, a different culture, you know?
But I feel like, well, now I'm going to tell you how I think, the way I see my reality, my truth.
Yeah. Tell me, Rosario.
I love to investigate a lot like about the cultures and to see the relation between them. And also like talking about the chakras or the scenes for me could be the same. Is like every chakra is root for a sin or can be a virtue. And to say that is because every action that we do, every habit, it needs to go for all the chakras or all the virtues. So it's just like I need to root it, that is my base, my root chakra. Then I need to connect, that is my sacral. Then need to have the wheel, that is my plexo. And then going to the heart is like I'm generous. I am more like my vision is immortal. I am there. You know, I'm giving my heart to the thing that I'm doing. I'm you know?
Yeah.
And then I go to the chakra of the
Throat.
the throat. Thank you. And the throat means like how to express the thing. So I need to also learn how to express this habit that I'm learning, right? Because I rotate, I connect it, I have the will to make it. I am offering my heart, and then I am expressing. Then I have the mind that is like I'm humble, like because we can think we know a lot of things, but at the end we don't know anything.
No,
We don't know anything. We can say we know, but we don't know. And at the end we have these as this determination. Then you have like the crown. So also if I can say negative, like in a scene, the base chakra, the root is like the envy. Then you have the lust. Then you have the anger. Then you have the greed. Then the gluttony. The ego. I don't know how you say soberbia. It's to have a lot of ego. It's the opposite of humble. But I don't remember the word in English right now. And then you have this, that is the crown, that is the determination, or to be lazy. So in a lot of cultures, they see like the polarities of everything, and like because we have free will, we can choose how to interact, and then we can root everything in like every habit, and then just make it because we came here to live, right? And in these days, we're not living, we're surviving because we have a vision like, oh, when I'm like super old, I'm going to be free of this world and I'm going to be traveling the world. And at the end, it's like a prison. Because the prison is not outside, is not like here, the prison is inside. And how your perception of the world is here is like how matches your truth with the reality. Like you can suffer because you can see a dog outside, or you can see like, oh wow, I'm seeing this dog and what it represents to me. Like you can get attached to that and suffer,
Yeah.
or you can understand that it's part of life,
Yeah.
and then it's showing you something that you need to learn. Possible, or maybe not.
Yeah.
But it's part, exists. You
Yeah,
know?
it's part of the human experience.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to have both, if not what we're doing here.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Right.
what's the meaning?
Exactly.
And the physical reality can be it can have a lot of pain. And I think that we are in a culture where we like to avoid the pain. Like, when you go to the doctor, what do they say? Like, how is your pain? Let's manage your pain with drugs. But
Yes.
actually, like, the body, the immune system, actually, it builds a lot of strength through the pain, through having a fever or through experiencing something painful. Like, we actually grow and become a more full version of ourselves. And so it's like when we're adopting new habits or we're doing something new, like at the beginning, it's going to be painful. But like if you can continue through it and stay with the pain and stay with the experience, you can then get the reward. Like
Exactly.
that's going to come eventually. But it's not like I like to think of like a hike. When you go on a hike, like you're going to a beautiful place, like it's hard work. Like you're hiking and there's ups and downs and like parts where it's like kind of ugly and the parts where it's more beautiful. But like at the end, like you feel amazing when you like get to the top of the mountain or get to the waterfall or get somewhere. And you're like, yes, I accomplished the goal. But maybe afterwards you have like blisters on your feet, or like the next day you're feeling sore, but it was like worth it. It was worth the adventure.
Yeah, instead of numbing yourself with medicines or
TV,
TV.
alcohol,
Yeah.
like something that's just takes
Food, processed food.
yes, like candy or something
Yeah.
addictive.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's so interesting, like we can have these experiences where we think like, oh, if I get to this level, like then I'm going to be like above all the suffering. But the reality of the human,
We need to go through that to understand
yeah.
the levels of life. Like when I had my daughter, it was really painful, but I understand the pain. It was painful because I was not enjoying. I was trying to resist what was going on. And at the end, when she was out, like going out, I was like, wow, this doesn't hurt because I surrender. I'm just surrender. I'm just flowing what it was happening at that moment. And this is the point. Like we need to flow with the things that we have. Because if I touch again the theme, like I was having when I was in the hospital, and I was resistant, everything get worse. Like because then I get annoyed, I'm angry, I'm just like not flowing with life, and I'm just like triggered by everything. And then when I understand that I need to just flow with the things that I have,
Yeah.
like everything started being better for me. Like everything started coming again.
Yeah.
Because I didn't force. I just understand that I need to work for the things that I want, and sometimes I need to work harder.
Yeah.
And it's painful.
Yeah.
It's really painful. Sometimes
Yeah.
I don't sleep. Sometimes I need to overwork. Sometimes I need to study more. Sometimes I can have my time and relax, but at the end, it's work, and
Yeah.
I'm building.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, and the more that we can like fall in love with the process and fall in love with like the idea that the work isn't like bad, it is. It's part of the reality, it's part of the process, it's part of healing, it's part of whatever, and not resist it. I think that's like so powerful.
Yeah,
like the
there is
resistance,
this-
and also there's so much of like in our culture that tells us that like childbirth and that different things are going to be painful and that we're going to have to suffer. And like when you look at the work of like Weston Price, who went and he spent time with people that were in tribes. Like this is back in like the 1920s when there were actually people that were like unaffected by Western culture, and they were just living in one with nature and having fun. And he would ask the women like, oh, do you ever have problems with childbirth, or like, do your children, like the babies ever die? And they were like, what do you mean problems with childbirth? They didn't even understand,
Yeah.
because they would have the baby in like 1 or 2 hours and then be like out gathering food and enjoying the life like it was nothing. Like they had no problems.
Well, because also this woman stays a lot of movement. When you're
Yeah.
moving a lot, the lactic acid that is in your body doesn't stay, it goes out.
Yeah.
And mostly everything that is like chronic illnesses and cancer, autoimmune disorders, you can do a test if you have any of those, and then you're going to have lactic acid really elevate.
Yeah, like a acidic, very acidic pH balance in the body.
Well, it's like lactic when you do like when you feel sore.
Yeah.
This is like you're moving the lactic acid from your muscles
getting
and your
it out.
tissues, and you're getting out.
Yeah.
And then it's when the muscles start being better.
Yeah.
But imagine you never move anything of those.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's complicated.
And actually, like, so the women were moving, and then they were eating in congruence with the nature,
Yeah.
which is something that me and Rosario are very passionate about, and we'll do a podcast about it soon. But it's like what they were eating was just seasonal, what they could gather.
And surrounds the herbs, everything that is around. They know about the plants.
And a lot of the women also would eat a special diet when they were preparing to get pregnant, when they were breastfeeding. So they were nutritionally prepared. They were they were moving the body. They had the nutrition to support them. They had the nature to support them.
Mm-hmm.
So there was no resistance.
No.
It just was a natural
They flow.
process. They
Exactly.
flowed. Yes. So the reality that we live in our culture, there's a lot of things that are against nature, and we want to help to bring us back to a place where we can connect and
Yeah.
flow with nature and with the physical reality that is hard, but it's also beautiful. And so
Yeah, we can see the bad side, but we need to see also the good side, and that's why we have this contrast. We can choose. We can choose to be happy if we want, right?
yes, we
Yeah.
can choose. So please follow us. Please join us again. We're going to be doing more podcasts. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe, leave us a comment, share with your friends, turn on the notifications. If you're listening to us, please rate our podcast and share it with your friends as well. And we'll be back next week with more Healing in Paradise.
Adios.